Okay, namaste. Thank you for coming, and special thanks to Krishna ji and Smriti ji for providing this heavenly place for our yoga study as well as opening of this program. So today I'm going to launch my new work. That work is written in Sanskrit Sutras. That's my second Sanskrit work, and this has got 6 chapters. So today I am publishing the entire book edited form in e-book only, and next week in Pune I will print the book and publish again. So let me start with this program and I will do a small prayer. This is a prayer to Saraswati. Part of this prayer is from Vedas. In Vedas there is no form of Saraswati, and part of that is post-Vedic period. Not way. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Bhirvajinivati Dhinam Avitryavatu Chodayitri Sunrutanam Chetanti Sumatinam Yajñam Dadhe Saraswati Maho Arnas Saraswati Prachetayati Ketunam Dhiyo Vishwa Avirajati Asado Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityormam Amrutam Gamaya Tatyavyam Avyayam Dham Sarasvatamupasmahe Yat Prasadat Pradiyante Mohandha Tamasachataha Sharada Sharadam Bhoja Vadana Vadanam Bhuje Sarvada Sarvada Smakam Sannidhim Sannidhim Kriyad Sharanam Karavani Sharmadante Charanam Vani Chara Charopajivyam Karuna Masrunai Kadakshavadaihi Kurumam Amba Krutartha Sarthavaham Shuklam Brahma Vicharasar Paramam Atyam Jagadvyapinim Veena Pustakadharinim Abhayadam Chatyandhakarapaha Aste Spatikamalikaam Vidadadim Padmasane Samsitam Vande Tam Parameshwarim Bhagavatim Buddhipradam Sharadam Ya Kundendu Tusharahara Dhavala Ya Shubhravastra Vruta Ya Veena Manditakara Ya Shveta Padmasana Ya Brahmachyuta Shankara Prabhrudivir Devais Sada Vandita Sa Mam Patu Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesha Jatyapaha सर्वेत्र सुखिनः सन्तु सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Okay, now I am going to explain you little bit about the topic of this book, and the topic of this book is called Ishwarapranidhanana. Ishwara means a owner or a boss. Pranidhan means you have to surrender to that Ishwara or boss, but that surrender is not through money or something like that. The surrender is mental. That means you have to mentally surrender to that Ishwara, and that mental surrender automatically involves understanding what Ishwar means. That means that the concept of the Ishwar should be formed in your mind. So the statue may be same for two people, but they have a different understanding of that Ishwar in their mind. So one has to form that Ishwar concept in their own mind, and they have to surrender to that Ishwar with a contemplation. That means in a meditative way you have to go on surrendering. So Pranidhan means surrendering using the contemplative meditation, and you can also perform the external puja, etc., but that external puja should result in the mental surrender at the end. So why this book is written, I will tell you now. So before I want to give a small gist of what yoga is, because some people do not have the background in yoga, so I want to give that in a minute or two. See, yoga is a practical science, okay, but its root is in the philosophy. So philosophically, yoga means that you have to unite with something, which I am not going to describe now. But to unite that thing, you have to actually do some practice. So that is the other meaning of yoga. And in that practice, philosophically, lot of analysis has already been done, and certain different methods of that yoga practice have come up. So one of them is called karma yoga, another is called jnana yoga, third one is called bhakti yoga, which has got some similarity with Ishwarapranidhanana. Fourth one is called dhyana yoga or raja yoga, in which you are doing the meditative path. Now this is one meaning of yoga. Another meaning of yoga is, which is assumed as a standard and neutral meaning of yoga, which is only the dhyana yoga, which is the Patanjali system. So in Patanjali system, what he is saying is, in order to obtain that union, you have to first get one more state, which is called moksha. That means the union is occurring after moksha is achieved. And Patanjali is not even talking about the union at all. In Patanjali, there is no union. He is only talking about moksha only. So what is happening after the moksha is achieved, that Patanjali is not talking. So in Patanjali, what he did was, he took all the previous practices from different Upanishads, etc., and he created a formulative system. He has formulated a system, and the entire formula theory is taken from Sankhya Yoga. So in Sankhya Yoga, there are 25 different aspects of human life. So we are talking about a human life, and in that there are total 25 aspects. So Sankhya Yoga, what is saying is that you have to understand those 25 elements in your own life. That means you have to not read them from the book, but you should actually feel them in the life. So if you can understand all the 25 elements, that is called realization. That means you have to actually feel them. Once you feel them, what will happen is, you will come to know that only one element, which is called the soul or Purush, that is static or is not changing. All others are changing constantly. So then you will come to know that this changing life is only one part of your life. and the one which is not changing, that is constantly going on. Once you realize that, you will not have any ups and downs mentally in the life. That is the theory of Sankhya philosophy. But Sankhya philosophy is not telling what one should do. That's why what Patanjali did, that he took this entire structure. In English language, this structure is called epistemology, and he built a practice around it using the other studies he did. So all these studies can be found in different Upanishads, but his great contribution is that he brought all these together and made a formula of this. So initially, according to my belief, he created only the 8-step formula called Ashtanga Yoga. So some of you will be knowing that formula, but basically what he is doing is, in the first 5 steps, he is preparing the person in order to go to the next 3 steps. The last 3 steps are basically a meditation step. So in the Patanjali system, the real practice is the last 3 steps. So Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodh, it doesn't apply to the outside of mind at all. The whole Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodh has to be done inside the mind. But it is impossible for a common man to go inside the mind, because as soon as your mind is used for any external phenomena, immediately the mind is lost. So it is like once you come out of the house and go to the office, you cannot know what is happening in the house. To know what is happening in the house, you have to come inside the house. So in the first 5 steps, he is doing whatever is needed to get inside the mind. So those 5 steps itself are very, very difficult, because it involves extreme amount of austerity, etc. And then once you go inside the mind, he is saying that you have to perform what is called Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodh by doing a meditation. So we are not completely going into that, but you will follow 6, 7 and 8 step. In the 8th step, you will only remain only the object of the meditation will be in your mind. That means you will forget yourself. That means you will not know who is meditating, and you will also forget the process of meditation. Only the object will shine in your mind. This state is called total concentration of mind, and that is called Samadhi. Now when you reach the Samadhi state, that Samadhi state has to go through 7 different stages or 7 different progressions. In the last stage, which is called Nirbija Samadhi, that is the first time you will get the self-realization, or the soul will be known, or the Purush will be known. Now what he is saying is that once the Purush is known, that is only one step or one milestone in the Patanjali system. All other milestones are not important. First you must get Samadhi state, and you must get total understanding, realization that the soul really exists, and you should realize it. Once you repeat this process again and again, you will develop a liking to get out of body-mind complex permanently. That is called a mumukshatva. That means you will feel like not being born again. That stage must come. That means that unless that stage comes, you will be always involved in the external life. But anyway, that person already got that self-realization, and by repeating this self-realization, he will develop this desire for moksha or kaivalya, and then in the last stage after the Nirbija Samadhi, that person will go through some more steps by which he will remove all the past karma and then get the moksha. Okay, that is the Patanjali system, 8-step system called Ashtanga Yoga. Now Patanjali has done one very funny thing. What he did was, in the Sankhya Yoga there is no concept of God at all. It's only the 25 elements. There is no Ishwar, nothing. So what Patanjali did was, from his past studies, I feel that he felt that without Ishwar you cannot get the realization completely. So he introduced 26th element called Ishwara, and he introduced this subject called Ishwarapranidhanana. So that much introduction I agree with Patanjali. But what he did was, I think he wanted to keep a neutral system, which is a scientific system for any practice. So what he said is that in Ishwarapranidhanana, this is the definition of Ishwar, and to do Ishwarapranidhanana you have to go on singing Om only. You have to go on singing Om mentally or physically, whatever it is, and then that Om should be repeated again and again, and that will give you the. And what his statement is that he said that Ashtanga Yoga is very difficult for common man. Actually, it's almost impossible in today's world. So he's saying that there is one alternative which is easier, which is called Ishwarapranidhanana. So this is where Patanjali has done some mistakes in my opinion. The first mistake is that if it is an easier practice, everybody will go for easy practice only. Even if they are very austere, they will like to do the easy practice. Nobody will go for Ashtanga Yoga if it is easy. Second is that he has done some other complications in the Ishwarapranidhanana. He has defined it at 3 different places. In sutra form, you should only define it at one place. So now, at that point, when I wrote my reformation of the Patanjali system called Patanjali Code, that time I redefined this Ishwarapranidhanana completely. So I wrote a separate chapter on Ishwarapranidhanana, different sutras, etc. And then later, I realized that the Patanjali statement that you can perform Ashtanga Yoga or Ishwarapranidhanana, that statement is itself wrong. It's not or, you have to do Ishwarapranidhanana. Without Ishwarapranidhanana, you cannot succeed in Ashtanga Yoga or any yoga, whatever yoga it is. So this is the book which describes that in a sutra form. There are 6 chapters in that. So in the first chapter, it defines what the Ishwarapranidhanana means, what Ishwar means, etc. In the second, third, fourth, fifth, it describes all those 4 paths, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, etc. in short, and it proves mathematically almost why Ishwarapranidhanana is must, with the quotations from scriptures, etc. And the last, in the last chapter, I am quoting all the religions of the world, all the major religions of the world, and in all the religions, I have proven that without Ishwarapranidhanana, you cannot even succeed in religion. So this book is establishing the supremacy of Ishwarapranidhanana. The one thing one has to understand is that in this book, it defines what Ishwar means. It is not what everybody thinks. Like in Christianity, they might say only Jesus Christ is Ishwar. So here it is neutrally defined what the Ishwar means. And it tells what the Pranidhan means and how it can be achieved, etc., etc. And the last chapter is a very big chapter, and it also gives the examples of all the self-realized people known in the different traditions. And each and every one has done Ishwarapranidhanana. There is not a single one who has not done Ishwarapranidhanana. So that is how this book is arranged. So now this book this is a draft form. And I have completed the editing, everything is complete now. And next week I'll print the book in Pune. So today I am only releasing the e-book form. So if anybody is interested, they can go to my email and get the link, etc. Now I will request Krishna ji to come and launch this book. Shruti is not here, right? Let's call the Kharagpur guy.
Oh, we have IIT Chennai.
Shrikant.
Shrikant is not here. Please,
Who
you.
is that?
Please.
Sarish.
Balaji. Tirupati Balaji. So you two hold this book and that's the launch.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for coming, and thanks to Krishna ji and Balaji. Okay, so I'm done, and now we'll distribute the sweets. It should be done by my friend Ranjana. Ranjana not here?
Sanjana is here.
I said one good thing came out going IIT.
Me.
No. At least one good thing came out of going to IIT. I said.
Yeah, sure. It is very useful.